Thanks for stopping by the Arctic Cat Service Channel. Today we're going to show you a little refinement that we've done to the 2016 models that can actually be incorporated into 2015s and accessory kits prior. Little preventative maintenance on the wheel kits that are placed up in the front of the skid frame on the long tracks. Tools required for this preventative maintenance is merely a 10mm socket, a mallet, and a snap ring plier. First thing, of course, is to show the simplicity of how to remove these wheel kits. So what I'm doing here, of course, is removing the fasteners that hold the axle. I've already removed the one from the other side. What we're going to do is pop this little guy out. You can see right here, we're going to remove these snap rings and add our Loctite between the inner race of the bearing and the axle surface. As you can see, I've moved to the workbench. Ideally, I'd like to have a vise, or I could set this in a vise just so the jaw is cleared. All I got to do is drive the axle out of the wheel. Before I can do this, I need to remove this snap ring. This you want to be a little bit careful on, as the snap rings are generally a little pressure on them, fit very nicely. What I'm looking for is a surface that I can tap on. What I'm going to use is right here on the workbench frame. Take very little pressure. Keep rotating, making sure that I'm not driving any adverse pressure on the wheel. Remove the wheel. As you can see, there's a snap ring, also removable bearing. I want to leave that to the inside on reassembly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my Loctite, which is the 609 green Loctite. I'm putting Loctite all the way around this little guy like that. Bring my, as I pointed out, snap ring in. Slide it back on. I'm going to go back to this point on my workbench and drive this in a couple times. Just rotate it to make sure I got a nice square seat. And that's how simple it is. What I'm going to do now is replace this, put this back on. When you're using these, feel on the snap ring. There's a little squared, sharper edge on one side. Make sure that's towards your surface you're hoping to hold. It's just how that is. Now we'd repeat the same process for this. As you can see, good to go by tomorrow. This thing will be dried, basically welded to the shaft. So now that we've applied our Loctite, what we're going to do is fit the rail tips on each end, and basically it's just to slide it over the end of the rail. Something that's relatively simple, and the process in place. Add your fasteners both sides after you've put a little blue Loctite on them. Torque them up, and that's the simple little thing. Thanks for watching the video today on something as simple as adding Loctite to your wheel kit. Certainly will help in the long run. If you'd like to see any future videos, please subscribe below.